So, all right, well, our first guest is ready, and don't be terrified of him because I'm not. I'm freaking, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to say it straight up. Like, I'm actually honored to freaking actually finally talk to this dude. Let's welcome to the show. You're live on the air, the one, the only Crazy Cabbie. What's going on, my brother?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I was falling asleep talking about, what were you talking about?
Talking about The Flash. You watched The Flash?
No.
Yeah.
The Flash, the show, Flash Gordon. Yeah. I'm old.
So are we. You're not that much older than me. How old are you?
I'll be 50 in like 5 days.
Yeah. See, you're a year and a half older than me. Come on.
What's the Arrow?
Green Arrow.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I don't stay up on shit, man. Well,
you go to sleep early.
I can say shit.
You can say whatever you want.
All right, cool. I eat ass.
I was waiting for that. So, dude, seriously, how you doing, man? I don't think people realize
I'm doing all right. I'm dealing with health issues. I got something called GBS about a year and a half ago, and I'm basically paralyzed from the waist down. I mean, I have some movement in my lower extremities, but I can't walk. So some movement in your lower extremities doesn't really mean much if you can't walk. Does that make sense?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a neurological thing. It affects about 1 in a million people. So I got lucky.
Yeah, you truly are 1 in a million. You proved it again.
Yeah, once again.
Now, was it like something like just not randomly, but slowly came on, or was it like sudden?
It hit me like it was like a month. My legs weren't working properly. I didn't know what was going on. I called my neurologist at the VA. The VA's been very good to me. I've been very lucky. Thank God I'm a disabled veteran. The VA has really helped me out, but just one day I started falling around the house, broke my wrist. Next thing you know, I'm in the hospital, and they, did a spinal tap, which was fun, and they told me what I had, and now I'm paralyzed.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's holy shit is right. Don't ever, ever, ever forget that your legs are unbelievable until you don't have them.
I remember, like, I broke my ankle years ago, and I just remember saying, when I cast off, I'm going to dance. Like, I'm going to do stuff I never did before.
Right. You don't think about it until they're gone. Like, that was it. Like, it was, and it wasn't even like, I can't explain it. Like, if you touched my foot, I wanted to grab you by your throat because I was hypersensitive. Because all the nerve endings, I couldn't move my legs. This is how I'll explain it. You know when your hand falls asleep?
Yeah.
Right. You get pins and needles when it wakes up?
Right.
Now imagine that all the time, but you can't walk or you can't feel your hands.
Oh. So that'll literally drive you crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a rough year and a half, but I got a good wife. She treats me right. I'm as good as you can be. The fucking Chrysler came out today to inspect my car that has been a lease for 5 years. Well, not 5 years. I'm sorry. I'll take that back. I had a lease for 39 months. So when I was in the hospital and I got out of the hospital after 7 months. I was like, look, I've been paying this lease every day, on time, fucking, yo. They're like, unless you're dead, they'll have a lease. Wow. Literally what Chrysler said to me. So today they came out to inspect the car that's been sitting in my driveway for a year and a half that I can't drive. And the inspector said, which I told Chrysler when they called me, I said, yo, the car doesn't start. It's been sitting there for a year and a half. It hasn't moved. And they sent him out. He's in the car for 5 minutes, and he goes, I can't inspect the car to turn it back into Chrysler because it doesn't run. I said, I told them that on the phone. Are you serious?
Like, why wouldn't you just bring a battery jumper with him?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
I got to give you credit, though, man. Like, I mean, through this whole ordeal, I mean, you've still been upbeat. I mean, you're still positive. I mean, you could be sitting there and be like a miserable person, but you're not. You're happy. And even like last week, like you were sending me messages, you were texting me the other night, and you were like just praising your wife and love and all. And I was just like, wow, like it's amazing.
I have to be.
Yeah.
I have to be. Otherwise, I couldn't survive. I've always been a positive person. Like, I can't not be positive. Like, dude, it makes me want to cry. Like, it's tough, but I got to stay positive. Otherwise, what's the point?
Right. Now, how about, like, I remember seeing
people
a video.
have it a lot worse than me, man.
That's true.
I saw him in the hospital.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way. Like, because I got this rare like lung disease thing, and
right.
What's the name? It's the one that the comedian Bernie Mac died from. So like, I was like, oh shit, like I'm gonna freaking die and all. And so I'm like, it's really rare. Nobody knows. Like, everybody has a different stages of it, different treatments and all this. So I joined like Facebook, try to learn more about it and all. And I was just like, wow, like I am not bad at all compared to like everybody else. I was just like, wow, it got so sad and depressing seeing what everybody else is going through. I'm just like, wow, I'm really good. I'm good off. Like, no complaints from me.
I was in the hospital with a guy and he was next to me in the bed. All he could say was, yeah, he had a stroke. And it wasn't his first, but I just felt bad because all he could say was, yeah. But I kept trying to talk to him. But all he could say was, yeah. That's it. That was the only thing he could say. Like, could you imagine that's your life?
No.
Exactly. Like, it could be so much worse, man. You gotta embrace every minute you have.
That's true. Now,
yeah.
How about,
you know it. If you got a rare lung thing, you know it. Especially if it killed people. Fuck.
Now, I saw a video of you a while ago that you had posted where I guess it was like the first steps that you had taken. I mean, how's that? Did they have you still trying to do that, or?
No, I'm not in the hospital anymore, so no, but I use a walker, a couple times a week, but it's tough, man. I can't feel my legs. So from the knee down, or actually from like mid-thigh down, like when you say walk, it's not something I can do. Like I just, and they say, anywhere from 3 months to 3 years, people with GBS heal, get better, can walk again. But, I don't know if I'm one of 80% or one of 100%. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. sucks.
So it's possible that you could end up walking again, but you won't know.
Totally. Yeah, totally. Don't know how it works. Don't know. There's no serious studies. They say it's similar to ALS, but it's not as hardcore as ALS. Like ALS will attack the rest of your body, and but some people who get GBS are on breathers and life support, and some people die from it. Like it's very random and because it's so rare. There's not a lot of studies done on it, and there's not a lot of research done on it because it's so rare. It's not like, like cancer. People get cancer. There's tons of research. There's treatments. They've been working on it for, 60 years. So they know, well, if we give this guy with prostate cancer chemo and we, cut out part of his colon, we can save him. It's not like that. It sucks. It sucks to have something so rare because I'm actually a member of the, I just got a mailing from them today, the GBS CIDP, because I can't even say what CIDP stands for, but it's long words. CIDP Foundation International, and they send me mailings and shit like that. So,
what were you doing before this happened? What were you doing with yourself?
Rolling around in my house in a wheelchair and drinking.
No, before you became paralyzed.
I was taking a break, man. I needed a break. I had issues with the IRS. Obviously, it put me in jail. So I was just, when I got out of prison, I was, kind of, I don't know, how do you say it? I wasn't into the radio thing anymore. I was just not there. And radio had really changed because satellite had taken off. And the funny thing is I went to D.C. in, it was 2001, and before the satellites merged, you had Sirius and you had XM.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the one that was in D.C. and interviewed with them, and they wanted to put me on the air. And I went back to K-Rock in New York, and they were like, oh, you can't do that because you're a personality. And then Sirius was in New York, and they wanted me to do part-time, and I couldn't do it. And other DJs that I worked with were doing both of them, and I still couldn't do it. And then, of all things, I was working at K-Rock, and I was working at Sirius. Basically, no, I was working at K-Rock, and I went on Opie and Anthony.
Okay.
When they were there, I think it was called Free FM at that point.
Okay.
And I had a part-time gig at Sirius, and I got fired from Sirius for going on Opie and Anthony and talking about Howard. And within 6 months, they put Opie and Anthony on Sirius. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my life, dude. Yeah. What are you going to do? I don't care. I'm a fucking broadcasting legend.
Dude, you made great radio.
I did. I always had fun, and everything I ever said on the radio was truth. I was always truthful. People called me out. People said I was lying. People said this. They said that. Never once, man. I was as fucking real as it got on the radio. So real it put me in prison, for God's sakes.
It's true. It's freaking true.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I remember when you were doing that, when you were talking about this stuff, about the whole IRS stuff, I remember just sitting there and cringing, like, oh my God, what is he saying? Like, oh no,
Everybody
no.
tells me that. It was true. I'm a Gulf War veteran, man. I mean, the statement I made was real, and it cost me my career and a year of my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you think you just like kind of lost the well, yeah, I mean, like you said, it changed, but you guys just lost the love for it altogether, do you think, or
No,
do you miss it?
I've been contacted by people who want to do a podcast, and there was a couple radio jobs that came up, but it just wasn't something I'd do. I'd have to move, and I've been New York, New Jersey now since 2000. I wasn't willing to move to Nevada to do radio. It wasn't something I was going to do. God bless Nevada. It might be great. The weather's probably nice, but yeah, moving there to spend, how much time, and it's just cost of living's probably cheaper, but
Right. What are your thoughts on the world of? I mean, you're somebody who was a true broadcaster on terrestrial radio. I mean, what are your thoughts on the world of podcast? I mean, because it is such a huge thing now.
I think it's okay. I think just like, I was on the Facebooks today, and everybody has an opinion, and everybody wants their voice to be heard, which is, in a grand scheme of things, that's great. But in the greatest scheme of things, there's people who do it for a living and did it for a living for many years, cutting their bones in real radio, and now everybody can have a voice. And do you need to hear everybody's voice? There's a lot of noise out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are good podcasts, I'm sure. I don't listen to any. I don't listen to any podcasts. I just don't. It's not in my wheelhouse. I'm not in my car. I can't get a podcast. I mean, I could get a podcast on my computer, but people think. I told everybody today, stop with the anti-Trump shit. I'm so sick of it. Like, you know what? He's the president. Deal with it. When Obama was the president, I dealt with it. I didn't vote for him. But guess what? I fucking dealt with it. I didn't go online. I didn't say anything bad about him, because God forbid you said anything bad about Obama during his whole administration, you'd be labeled what?
Racist.
Exactly. Now everybody can just rip Trump and call him the Orange Man. Man, could you imagine if I called Obama the Black Man? Could you imagine the firestorm?
Yeah, it's funny because my daughter refers to Trump as the Cheeto. She said it tonight at dinner, and she's 14.
She's 14. She calls him the Cheeto. It's like, dude, he's the president. No offense. He's still the president of the United States. I served under the first Bush that was in office, and everybody's kissing his dick because he died, but all those same people were labeling the Bushes as the most evil presidents that ever lived. But now they kiss his dick because he's dead. The liberals are kissing his dick. And then they're killing Trump because they're saying, oh, he didn't put his hand on his heart. Yeah, he did. You just didn't see the picture of it.
Well, that makes me want to ask, like, how about like the whole the football players that won't take a knee?
What do you mean? Most of the football players don't take a knee.
I mean, Yeah, that take a knee during the national anthem.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think that the NFL owners were smart because they said, you know what? You want to take a knee, that's fine, but you're not going to work here because, no offense, it's a job. If your job is to go out there and stand there for the national anthem for 30 seconds and put your hand on your heart, or you don't even have to put your hand on your heart, just stand. Just show respect to the flag. You don't deserve to play the game. You don't deserve to be out there for that.
I went to the game the other night, and as soon as they announced, please stand for our national anthem, right away I'm looking. I'm like, is there anybody actually not standing? I was looking all around.
No, they're all standing now because they get fat paychecks. If you got paid $300,000 a week or whatever, the minimum wage for an NFL player is, to fucking go out there and stand while they played the national anthem, you do it. Trust me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah, that whole scene, crazy.
How's the podcast going? It's good for you?
Yeah, it's got its ups and downs. It's got good weeks. We got bad weeks. Fun times, bad times.
Yeah, like I said, people have reached out to me and asked me if I was interested, and it seems like something to kill some time, but I want to make sure it's the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, do it how you want to do it. You have the freedom. You don't have somebody breathing over your shoulder telling you what to do or what to say or direction you got to be. I mean, you be your own program director for your show. You do it how you want to do it.
Well, that's the thing, because when you say program director, I know all about those guys, and you live by their rules, and I'm not under those rules anymore. I had program directors make me cry, for God's sakes. I worked for Steve Kingston.
I remember the name.
Yeah. He had a way. He'd tell you to be at his office for a 3:00 meeting, and then he'd make you stand out there for an hour and a half.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, yeah, while he was on the phone doing nothing. But he'd make you stand there like a jerk-off. You'd stand there like a fucking jerk-off. And I love the guy. He's a great program director. I think he made C100 before he made K-Rock into, radio powerhouses. But, man, he had a way, and you'd just be like, oh, Jesus. You knew it. You knew it. If you had to go to his office, you were like, oh, fuck, here we go.
I saw you today. You were posting out Casey's book that he put out. Have you talked to anybody, Casey or anybody, since this whole thing?
You know what? I haven't talked to him. I got his book, and he had messaged me on the Facebooks, and I'm excited to open it up and read it. I haven't even looked at it. I literally just pulled it out of the box, so I'm gonna check it out. But you know what? God bless him. He wrote a book. I know Stuttering John has a book now. Yeah. I've been told I got a couple books in me, but I need a ghostwriter because I'm not such a good writer. So, it seems like I'm looking at it right now. Seems like he didn't have a ghostwriter. He wrote it himself or whatever it is. Like I said, I haven't even opened it. I just got it. It literally just came.
I mean, this could be inspire you to either A, write a book, B, do a podcast, or C, do both.
Perhaps. I mean, it's an option. Like I said, for the past year and a half, I've been focused on my health. Life is, fleeting, and every day is a new adventure.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I I'm just happy to survive right now. So, if I add something onto my plate, I will. I've been speaking with Kane. I know he's doing mornings here in New York City. On the new, I guess it's not the new K-Rock, but it's the same signal, but it's an alternative station. So it's the new K-Rock. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like I said, I've been talking to him. He wants to try something out, but I think what you said is actually true. Like, I got to be my own program director. I got to find the thing that's right.
Yeah. You got. I mean, to be able to do it. That's the glory, I'll say, of podcast. Where I have no broadcast background. I have no, no schooling in it or nothing. No real professional airtime, like on a terrestrial radio or anything like that. I've just been doing. Actually, you know what? That's wrong. I did do a show on AM radio years ago, a pro wrestling show, for a couple of years. But I've been doing this show now for 6 years, and it's I like to do it because I am I have control of the wheel.
Right.
We get here and we talk what we want to talk about. We have guests, and we talk to guests who interest us and we want to talk to about and stuff like that. And if there was somebody behind me telling me, well, you can't talk to that person or you can't talk about this topic, I wouldn't want to do it.
God. And that's how it was, man.
Yeah, I would do that. Even if I was getting a paycheck, I would hate it even more. It would drive me nuts.
Oh, forget it. Well, when it was your living and you were getting a paycheck, it was, you had to listen. You couldn't say no, You were working. I worked for CBS Radio. I was working for corporate America, and what do you call it? The union and
the whole 9 yards.
The whole thing. But at the same time, I got fired like 3 times for playing, my own songs in the overnight shift. And it was funny one time. Kingston was like, because he'd get the, I forget the name of the company, but there's a company that, because all songs in them have a code so that the music labels and the artists could get paid for them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if you played it on the radio, it would come up in this, like written out sheet that said, "Oh, you played, Dexy's Midnight Runners."
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. But a couple times I played like an album track of Soundgarden, and Kingston would call me in his office. He's like, "Why are you playing disco on this station?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "You're playing disco. I have the sheet right here. It says you played Diana Ross or whatever." And I was like, "Dude, I played a Soundgarden song and off an album track." But the album tracks didn't get the right coding, so it would come up as, like Soundgarden album track, third album would come up as Diana Ross. I'm like, dude, I'm stupid and I'm far off the reservation, but I'm not playing fucking Diana Ross on K-Rock.
Too funny. Come on.
Yeah. Shit happened. I got fired for it twice.
Look at you.
Until I could prove myself. I had to prove myself. I'd play in my fucking air checks. I'd be like, "Dude, do you hear Diana Ross? Like, are you serious?"
Crazy fucking
Yeah, what are you
Cabbie.
going to do? Come on, Eileen. Oh, I swear that. I'm green. Yeah, man.
Which, real quick, because I got to run to my next guest.
That's fine. Do what you got to do.
I got it, like, Cabbie sends me the craziest stuff in the morning. I get a Facebook message from him, and he sends me the craziest little porn gifts. And
the ones in the messengers.
Yeah. So I sent him
get those. I get that shit from people, bro. I only forward it. I'm not sending it. I'm forwarding it.
Okay, well, yeah, he forwards it to me. So a buddy of mine started forwarding me stuff now. So he sent me this crazy one yesterday. I'm like, right away. I'm like, boom, I'm sending this to Cabbie. And I'm like, I topped this motherfucker. And I send it over to him. And then he sends me one today. I'm like, forget it. Like, I'm done. Like, he just beat me again.
Did you like the one this morning? The girl snorting the cum?
Dude, I was just blown away. I didn't even know what to say. I was just sitting there like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, what the frig?
The fucked up thing is, I know this guy, real quick. I know this guy. We shot the Stern porno, the infamous Stern porno together. Okay. And I've known this guy for years. And he actually made a whole thing of women snorting jizz. He made a whole thing out of it. Like, but this wasn't from him, but this was somebody else who did it. And they did it pretty creative. That was pretty creative, right?
Dude, I never even heard or thought of it or seen it until this morning, and I was just like, wow, okay. A whole new freaking level there.
Nice.
And the title was the best. I think she needs rehab.
Right.
Dude, this was awesome.
People are twisted, man. I get so much shit.
I can imagine
in my Facebook's messaging.
I can imagine. Well, dude, this was awesome talking to you, man. Let's and you know what? Like, I'm really happy. I mean, you're freaking very positive through everything you're going through, which is awesome. And
gotta be, man. Life's too short. You only die once. That's
true. That is freaking true. How about let's do this again, dude, and let's get into some of that stuff like you just talked about. I want to like hear the truth. Let the truth out and say about the other stuff. We have time. I won't.
You got my number and you got my information, so hit me up. And I appreciate the time. I hope you enjoyed it.
Absolutely, dude. After in the new year, in January, we'll do it again.
Totally. Have a great holiday.
You too, man. Take care, Cabbie.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, there he goes, the one and only Crazy Cabbie. Cool shit to talk to him. Dude's going through a lot. Super positive. I don't know if I could be. I gotta be honest. I give him all the freaking credit in the world. Freaking amazing.
Yeah.